And Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, where we move our clients from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
We've come to that sweet spot, the final show of the week. It's always a bittersweet moment, but trust me, we've got so much great guests with amazing stories that we want to share with you. This is What's Trending. It's Thursday. I'm Jiminita Swain, and here's what we're getting into. Fatherhood isn't just about leading, it's about learning. Hatley Eugene Thompson II joins us to talk about it. Plus, every drop counts and every donor matters. We learn how you can help save lives at an upcoming community blood drive. And finally, in this week's Economics, businesses around the world are no longer just selling products, they're selling experiences. We explore that shift, what that shift could mean for the Bahamas. We've got a packed show tonight, so I hope you're locked in. We continue after this quick break.
And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
At Marco's, we make it better. Better ingredients, better flavors, better quality. A signature sauce that families have always counted on. We are not only serving your family, but our families too. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas with center squares or cheesy bread for just $29.95. When you want pizza you can trust, choose Marco's. Your family deserves the best. Marco's Pizza, crafted with heart and proudly shared with love.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
During a storm, your safety is priority number 1. Stay indoors and away from windows and avoid going outside. Keep a flashlight handy and tune in to all official updates. Never use candles. They are a fire risk. Stay calm, stay connected, stay safe.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 9. Do not dive into unknown waters.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
The Public Hospitals Authority wishes to ensure that you and your family are safe and prepared during the hurricane season. There are a few simple rules to follow that will help you to better manage your health during a storm. Ensure you have a 2-week supply of any medications you are taking. Ensure you have a first aid kit. Ensure you make contact with your healthcare provider to reschedule any appointments or procedures that may have been scheduled ahead of the storm. The public is reminded that ambulance services are only provided to service medical emergencies. The National Emergency Medical Services advises the public that once winds exceed 50 miles per hour, ambulance services are discontinued until the all clear is given.
Fatherhood has changed a lot over the years. The way fathers show up for their children, communicate, and balance family life looks very different today than it did a generation ago. But even as times change, many of the values passed down from father to son remain the same. Joining us now is Hatley Eugene Thompson II, raised in a pioneering ministry family in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and a man who has spent his life serving through faith, family, and community leadership. He is a father of 3, a husband of 43 years, and a grandfather of 6 who has also spent decades in ministry and community service while building a long career in telecommunications. Today, we reflect on fatherhood across generations. Welcome to What's Trending, Eugene.
Thank you, Jimenita.
It's great to have you here with us. So take us back to your childhood. What are some of your strongest memories of growing up in a large ministry family and watching your father lead?
Yes, watching my father lead was an inspiration to me. He humbly led us into Freeport back in the late 1960s, when Freeport was just a fledgling city. I remember, well, his determination to build. He always wanted to make things bigger and better and greater. And by God's grace, he was able to build a small congregation of about 10 or so people into what eventually became a membership of about 300 persons. He was able to build with partners a school, Freeport Gospel Chapel School, that expanded all the way up to 350 students. And yet the memory of him picking us up every day from school and attending all of our sports functions and music festivals and so on, those are still strong in my mind even today.
Wow. So growing up in that kind of household, what lessons about fatherhood and leadership stayed with you the most?
Again, my father is a man of faith. He's a man of hope, and he's a man of love for God and for his family and for his friends. So his commitment to his wife of 70 years, his children, or 5 of his children, still stands out to me. And then he depended upon God to provide for every single need. We never once went hungry. We never had need of anything, because this man of faith, not rich, not wealthy, but rich in faith in God, I was able to provide for all of us as his children. And then there's longevity. He continues, even at 90 years old today, he continues to lead, and we bless God for that.
So tell us, beyond family life, you've also spent decades in ministry and community service alongside your career. How did those experiences shape the kind of man and father you became?
Like my father and my mother, who was also a full-time worker, a partner with her husband all of these years, I've always wanted to serve as well. I watch them serve the elderly, and I love serving the elderly. I've watched them serve defenseless children, either in the neighborhood or throughout the community. My mother developed a young girls club. My father was active in sports and development. And I feel the same way. I want to help children and people and widows and women reach their full potential.
So do you think today's fathers are more open to showing emotion, vulnerability, and affection than in the past?
Yes, I think so. From what I've seen and from what I've heard of generations past, men were told that it's not okay to cry, it's not okay to show emotions. Tenderness belongs to women or to mothers. But I think those expectations have been changed now. And yes, fathers, I find that the more fathers are involved in the life of their children, the more they will feel comfortable to share a hug, to share a laugh, to keep in touch, to laugh, all those sorts of things. So yes, I feel like the emotions now is just a part of daily life. And I encourage families to stay together. I encourage wives to encourage the children to speak to their father. I encourage fathers to speak to your children, to have relationships with them, and to make time for them. Put them first in your life.
And are there old school values from your upbringing that you believe are still important to hold on to today?
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. Again, I go back to the church and to God. We need to get back to the old landmarks. We need to know what it is to sit as a family in Sunday school. We need to know what it is to worship together. We need to know what it is for children to see their fathers lead in spiritual matters, to be able to explain to them from Scripture why we believe so and so, the 10 Commandments, those sorts of things. And then we need families, we need fathers and mothers to show love. We need more relationships that last a long time to show that it's still possible.
And finally, looking at your life as a whole, faith, family, service, and legacy, what do you hope your children and grandchildren will say about the kind of man you were?
My American grandchildren call me Granddad. So they would say, Granddad loves us. I want them to know that I love them all the way to the end. My Bahamian grandchildren call me Poppy. So, and they say that Poppy is always there. Poppy wants to be with them. He wants to do for them. He wants to take care of them. So if they see me as a father, as a grandfather who provided for his children, who loved God, who served God, and who gave his all for his community and his country, I would be proud. To God be the glory.
Great things he has done for sure. Well, Eugene, thank you so much for sharing your story of faith and family, and of course, father across generations with us this evening. And of course, I need to tell you happy birthday in advance and happy Father's Day in advance as well. So I definitely do hope you enjoy those milestones. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Well, the greatest lessons fathers pass down are not only spoken, they are lived. Stay tuned. What's Trending returns after the break.
Isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? Ah, you haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Every single drop counts, and right now you have the power to help save a life. The Bambootown Urban Renewal Center is teaming up with the Public Hospitals Authority and the Royal Bahamas Police Force for their second annual blood drive, an initiative aimed at strengthening the national blood supply and supporting patients in urgent need of care. If you are a healthy individual between the ages of 17 and 65 years, your community needs you to step up. Joining us now are ASP Bridget Strapp and Sergeant Elkin Sherman to tell us more about it. Welcome to What's Trending.
What's up? What's up?
Thank you. It's great to have both of you here with us this evening. So we are going to start with you, Sergeant Sherman. Let's start with the purpose of this initiative. Why is this blood drive so important for the Bahamas right now?
Right now, this blood drive is so important. Reason being is for the mere fact that have you noticed the increase of dialysis patients, numerous accidents, numerous persons being injured, especially with traffic accidents, the increase of traffic accidents. So we try to bring up some awareness to it throughout the community. You know, every time we look on Facebook, someone needs blood, but persons don't know the reason why. So we try our best to really try bring it out them more by having this event. You know, and also we try to track a lot of the persons who families been involved in situation who needs the blood.
That's very commendable. And so ASP Strapp, this is the second annual blood drive. What has been the response like in previous years?
Well, in previous years, I can tell you that the response of being overwhelming, because the first blood drive, it shows that we would have gained a lot of persons who would have come into the center to donate blood. And everybody, you know, they keep asking us when we will be having or when we will be putting on our second annual blood drive. And for that purpose, you know, we just jump into motion and we would have planned the second annual blood drive to get more persons involved, and persons who could not make it out for the first time, that first annual blood drive, they want to be on board for the second one. So it was a go for us.
And Sergeant Sherman, you were telling me earlier this initial blood drive arose out of a specific need. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it was really stemmed from my boss lady. She been in a situation and an accident sometime in February last year. And at the time, I had the opportunity to take over from her as the leader of the center. And while I was driving, and I was like, you know, I wonder if she could need blood and stuff like that and so forth, you know. And myself, along with the programs coordinator, we talked about it while driving, and we discussed it. So my mom, a retired nurse at the blood bank, said, hey, if you could pull that off, you know we need a lot of people. So it really stemmed from my boss lady, you know, and today was the first day that she knew that that was the plan in the making. And when we planned it, she also planned it from her sick bed, helped plan it. So it was a great initiative. And like she said earlier, we tried to get out a lot of persons. I think we got about, not say a high record, but they were surprised to know that we got a lot. I think it's O positive or O negative, that we had a lot of that. Had a lot of the donors at the center donating the blood. But
so this is basically a personal need that drove this initiative, but you decided to continue it because of the greater need for the community.
Yes, ma'am.
I do like that. And so why was Bambootown chosen as the location for this initiative, and how does the Urban Renewal Center play a role in community outreach?
Well, to be honest with you, Bambootown was chosen for this initiative because, like Sergeant Sherman would have said, it was stemmed out of an accident, a personal accident what I would have had. I had back surgery and I needed, blood. So he would have came up with the initiative, and me and him together, we would have came up with ways on how we can execute this blood drive. So Bamboo Town really, being a center that is closely in the community, which is located on East Street South, we see it was fitting to bring something like a public awareness to the blood drive, and also to get the community involvement in the blood drive, and to also do something that involves like educating the public on ways to give blood. So we saw that Bamboo Town, it was a really good way to come forward and have that blood drive there. And it gives persons easy access to being a part of a blood drive rather than going way up to the blood bank. It's right, East Street South, and it's right in our community. So bringing the community awareness to blood drive, and the reason why blood drives are important is a good thing, and that's why we would have chose the Bamboo Town Urban Renewal Center to have this initiative.
And obviously this is being done in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority, obviously your officers also with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. How important are partnerships like that to make initiatives like this happen?
Well, partnership is very important because no one organization can do it alone. So what we did was we went out and we engaged the Public Hospital Authority to be a part of our blood drive, and they were very welcoming with the idea that we had going on, and they say, hey, how can we be a part of it? So what will Public Hospital Authority be bringing? They would be bringing the expertise, and they would also be bringing the nurses to assist in the collection of blood. So there will be professional persons there from the Public Hospital Authority to collect the blood, and also to do the health screening and check for vital signs for persons who are healthy enough to donate blood on that day.
And so, Sergeant Sherman, for someone who has never donated blood, what should they expect on the day of the drive, since you knew firsthand what goes with, this whole initiative?
Well, first of all, you got to start with the blood screening. We have a rule set up that we was issuing out flyers with the rules set up and what you do at the time of the blood drive and what not to do. So we have a rule set up, and we have the contact as well on the flyers, reference to the blood drives, so we get the rules. And also on that day as well, we got free breakfast. We got donuts,
the sustenance.
Got the stuff there. So if you did not know breakfast that day, you could come and get some breakfast, and then, and be able to process to be with your blood.
An ASP strap, oftentimes there are myths or fears around donating blood. What would you say to encourage first-time donors, or maybe those that are just hesitant?
What I would say to them is not to be afraid, because you can actually help save a life, by donating blood. So the blood, when you take blood, it's the time you give blood, it's not that a long process, and nurses and professionals that will be there will make you very comfortable in giving blood. So some persons, when they come in for the first time and they go through it and they are finished or completed, some may ask, well, oh, that was it? And like, is that all? So after you have that, you talk with the nurse, and they take, like I said, the vitals and stuff like that, they make you very comfortable. And what better way than to come in, participate, and help save a life?
Can't beat that.
Yes,
so beyond the blood drive, the Bamboo Town Urban Renewal Center is also hosting a women's empowerment workshop. What can participants expect, and why was that important to be included as a part of the wider initiative?
Okay, so at the Bamboo Town Urban Renewal Center, me and my team, Sergeant Elkin Sherman, when we go to work, we go to work. We go to work and we come up with a lot of different initiatives. So that the Women Empowerment Program is just one of the other initiatives that is coming on stream, and that will be held on July the 25th at 10 a.m. And we will be partnering battery and tire specialists located in Centerville. So that will teach women how to change tire, how to check their oil, how to be more independent. When you go on the road, a lot of women are, you see them on the side of the street waiting for assistance.
So you're empowered.
Exactly. So we want to empower women. So it's for women, and we are taking like 75 women on that day. And the flyer, you have to RSVP us, because we will be sharing our contacts for women all over to come aboard and be a part of that initiative.
And quickly, if you can, I know you have a clothing and breakfast drive as well coming up. Just talk quickly about that.
Yes, so with the clothing and breakfast drive, that will be held on July 4th, and we will be partnering with the Rotary Club of South Ocean, with the incoming president, Adia. She's very excited. She already shared it with her club and all of the club members. I'm also a part of that club. Excellent club. And she's very excited, and she wants to partner with us. So that will be held July 4th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ASP Strap, Sergeant Sherman, for joining us this evening, and obviously all the best in all of the wonderful endeavors you have planned that's coming up.
Thank you.
Well, we've been talking about the power of human connection. Now, let's look at how businesses are using that same principle to engage customers in new and creative ways. That's after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it a date. Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. It's the Kingdom National Parkinson Foundation's 26th Annual Gala Charity Ball. Cocktails begin at 6:45 p.m. Food prepared by international chefs. Tons of prizes and surprises. Entertainment by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band, DJ Gary Super Johnson, and the Dynamic Essence Band. Once again, it's Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. If you haven't already purchased your ticket, give us a call at 242-477-3782. That's 242-477-3782. With your help, we can continue to tell those with Parkinson. We are not strong, and I'll be your friend.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe. Now to a growing global business trend that's reshaping how companies attract customers, from retail to tourism and even dining. It's called the experience economy, and it's changing the way people spend their money. We explore in this week's Economics. Across major cities like New York, Dubai, Tokyo, a new type of business is emerging. One that is less focused on selling products and more focused on creating experiences. From immersive art cafes to interactive retail spaces and themed pop-up installations designed for social media, businesses are shifting towards what industry analysts described as experience-based commerce. According to research from consulting firm McKinsey & Company and Global Tourism Data Trends, consumers, especially younger generations, are increasingly prioritizing experiences over material goods, with spending on travel, entertainment, and dining continuing to outpace traditional retail growth in many markets. In simple terms, customers don't just want to buy something anymore. They want to feel something, share something, and post something. This shift is especially relevant for tourism-driven economies like the Bahamas. With millions of visitors each year, the local market is already built around experience, sun, sand, culture, food, and entertainment. But now the opportunity is expanding beyond traditional tourism. Small businesses, creatives, and entrepreneurs are beginning to explore ways to turn everyday services into immersive experiences, whether through themed dining, cultural storytelling spaces, or interactive local markets designed to engage both visitors and residents. Economists say this trend could open up new doors for entrepreneurship and creative industries, especially in small island economies where innovation often drives growth. As global business continues to evolve, one thing is becoming clear. The future of commerce may not just be about what you sell, but how you make people feel while they're buying it. So whether it's retail,
dining, or tourism, the message is the same. Experience is becoming the product. And that shift is opening new possibilities right here at home. That's been your Economics.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy. Starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
And that's a wrap on another week of What's Trending. Thanks for watching all week long. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS, and we'll see you back here on Monday at 6 p.m. Happy Father's Day in advance to all of the dads. For now, have a great weekend, everyone.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Grand Bahama highlighted as a model of progress in the Prime Minister's budget communication. Also, Labor Minister outlining reforms and job creation initiatives. And National Report Card Day across the country, student progress and parent involvement in focus.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, commending the 2026-2027 budget communication to the House of Assembly. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the country is seeing continued economic and fiscal progress. He told Parliament the budget builds on recent gains and will deliver even more benefits for Bahamians in the years ahead. Grand Bahama, he says, remains one of the strongest examples of that progress, with major investments, infrastructure improvements and economic development projects taking shape across the island under the leadership of the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie. Here's tonight's top story.
I know we'll get Madam Speaker. Is progress more visible than in Grand Bahama?
More than $3.5 billion in investment projects currently underway in Grand Bahama is why the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, says the island stands as one of the clearest examples of the country's progress. During his contribution to the 2026-2027 budget debate, the Prime Minister says Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is overseeing a period of renewed activity on the island, pointing to developments across a number of sectors, including tourism.
Visitor arrivals have surged by 91.2%, surpassing 1 million, making Grand Bahama the fastest growing destination in the country.
The Prime Minister also pointing to changes in the island's energy sector. The remarks come following the government's acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company, with hundreds of residents reporting lower electricity bills during the most recent billing cycle as a result of new rate adjustments.
She championed the energy relief, how people now feel with base rates eliminated for households using under 200 kilowatt hours. She has begun cleaning land for new homes in heritage subdivision and issued demolition orders on derelict eyesores and garden villas to make way for rent-to-own homes under the Rebirth program.
And among the projects highlighted during the presentation was the redevelopment of the International Bazaar, which is slated to be transformed into the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace and Logistics Center. The initiative is designed to position Grand Bahama as a strategic gateway for trade, commerce, and tourism between Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider region.
She is transforming the old symbols of stall development, the International Bazaar, and the Royal Oasis into a future Afro marketplace. And she has made the beautiful Grand Bahama cleanup a permanent mandate, offering second chances and a path to steady employment for Bahamians who simply needed someone to believe in them.
These and other development projects are being hailed by the government as part of a rebirth for the island of Grand Bahama. Well, meantime, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis also took aim at what he described as the opposition's conduct during the budget debate, saying members have yet to accept their defeat at the polls on May 12. Prime Minister Davis arguing that while the campaign has long ended, the opposition has continued what he called the same bitter rhetoric that defined its election bid. The Prime Minister also criticized the opposition's focus on the May 12 plane crash, noting that the matter is now before the courts and should be allowed to proceed through the legal process.
Their decision to focus so much time, for example, and attention, and gimmickry on a legal matter before the courts of the United States in respect to a person arrested after a plane crash meant that the national budget did not get the full attention it deserves. Last month, this government made it clear that the serious allegations raised in that case would be subject to a full and independent investigation. That position has not changed and will not change. Without the facts, it achieves nothing to continue to speculate via press statements, political point scoring, or social media commentary.
Still with news from the House, labor reform, employment opportunities, and national insurance adjustments were among key initiatives highlighted by Minister of Labor, Public Service, and National Insurance during her contribution to the budget debate. Sherelle Daines has this story.
Romiko, come July 1st, national insurance benefits are set to increase. This as Minister of Labor, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, said during her contribution to the budget debate. The minister further notes that recent measures to improve the fund's long-term stability are showing positive results.
I also wish to address the biennial adjustment process. On July 1st, 2026, pensions, grants, and the insurable wage ceiling will be adjusted in accordance with existing legislation. The maternity grant will increase, the funeral benefit will increase, pensions will increase, and the insurable wage ceiling will be adjusted.
Minister Pia Glover-Roll noted that as technology, artificial intelligence, and digital tools continue to transform labor and industries around the world, the government remains focused on equipping Bahamians with the skills, training, and opportunities needed to succeed in a changing economy.
That preparation begins with education, training, and lifelong learning. Madam Speaker, that is why initiatives such as Opportunity Hub continue to play such an important role. Opportunity Hub has become a gateway, connecting Bahamians with training, certification programs, apprenticeships, scholarships, and employment opportunities. Every week, opportunities are being made available to Bahamians seeking to improve their skills and increase their earning potential. I encourage every Bahamian to visit ophub.gov.bs and explore the opportunities available.
The Labor Minister further notes creating opportunities for Bahamians involves more than training. She says in order for the Department of Labor to properly assist Bahamians, they must register on the job seeker site.
Registration matters. Before approval is granted for work permit applications, we examine the availability of qualified Bahamians. The Job Seekers Portal helps us to identify those individuals. If you are qualified and available, no matter where you are in the world, make sure you are registered. The system only works if we know that you are there.
Now, the minister says the government will continue to advance labor reforms, expand training and employment programs, and modernize national insurance to better position Bahamians for future opportunities. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames. Ramiko, back to you at the desk.
Thanks so much, Sherelle. Well, in other news, Grand Bahamas repair docks were busier than ever this cruise season as 28 vessels were repaired and maintained at the Grand Bahamas shipyard from November through May, marking one of the company's busiest periods in years. That's also pumping major dollars into the economy. Our Charlia Jones has more details in this report.
28 vessels repaired and maintenance at the Grand Bahamas shipyard this 2026 cruise repair season, marking a significant achievement for the organization and contributing to the island's economic growth. The season, which runs from November through May, is the period when cruise lines schedule major repairs, refurbishments, and maintenance projects in preparation for the industry's peak operating months. In a press release issued by the company, CEO of Grand Bahamas Shipyard, Chris Earle, says the demanding repair schedule and the integration of new dry dock infrastructure has made this one of the busiest periods the company has experienced in recent years. He also notes that Bahamian hires during this period has increased by 24%, as well as an increase in the use of local subcontractors by 65%. Additionally, adding during the 7-month period, more than 15,000 crew members, subcontractors, and special contractors were present in Grand Bahama, generating significant economic activity for hotels, vacation rentals, restaurants, supermarkets, and other local businesses. Also noted in the statement was the continued transformation of the shipyard. The company signed a heads of agreement with the government for the redevelopment and expansion of the facility, representing a $665 million investment in infrastructure, namely 3 new docks that will facilitate more vessels in future cruise repair seasons. Lastly, the company thanked its employees for their hard work and unwavering commitment to the success of the Grand Bahama shipyard, noting their dedication, resilience, and sacrifice enabled the company to meet and achieve their results. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Charlia Jones.
Well, grades are in, report cards are out. From academic excellence to targeted intervention, schools are working to ensure every student has the opportunity to succeed. Our intern, Darissa Ferguson, visited several schools and found the details in this report.
Today is National Report Card Day, and our news team visited several schools to hear directly from teachers and parents about student performance. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with teachers praising students for their stellar performance throughout the term.
The report card gives us an overall perspective on how the child is performing in all of the areas academically. And also it gives us the comment on how a child is behaviorally.
We can see a lot of improvement for most of the students. There are some areas where we see challenges. And hopefully in the upcoming year, we can see some changes as we focus on those areas.
School officials say report cards give parents a clear picture of their child's academic performance and should not come as a surprise. Throughout the school year, parents have access to progress reports, parent-teacher conferences, and online learning platforms that track student achievement.
Overall, the students have done really, really well, but you do have those few students. And so later when we actually do the statistics, we'll really be able to see, how students are performing and how many of them are performing below the 2 point.
We have those students who are performing below 2.0. We recommend them to be a part of the special program, extended learning program through the Ministry of Education to help them to build up their skills through the summer for all the month of July. And then, of course, we have a lot of high flyers because we have a lot of persons who are part of the Honor Society.
While many students were recognized for their academic success, school officials say support systems remain in place for those performing below a 2.0 GPA. Administrators say intervention programs, additional academic assistance, and parental involvement are key to helping students improve and reach their full potential.
It starts from the home. If the parents don't have time, if the grandparents don't have time, and most of all, let them put God first, and everything will be added unto them.
To parents, I would tell them, please encourage your children to study. Even if you can't do it along with them, just ask them. Just showing that concern would show them that you are checking up on them.
As students look ahead to the next term, the focus remains on growth and success. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Darissa Ferguson.
And still to come.
Is your pet protected from the heat? Veterinarians report a rise in heat-related illnesses among animals. That story, sports, and more when we return.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tile's Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Calling all musicians, songwriters, and producers from Grand Bahama, enter the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Song Competition for a chance to win up to $5,000. The theme is My Island, My Home. Deadline midnight, June 29th. Go to welcominghomegb.com for competition guidelines. This Father's Day, treat Dad to something special at Mary Ann's Restaurant and Lounge. Enjoy a delicious Father's Day buffet Sunday, June 21st from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Adults $50, kids under 12 just $25. Call 602-6969 or 813-6969 to reserve today. KMW Battery and Tires now offers oil changes starting at just $35. Fast, reliable service you can trust. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays, 8 to 4. Call 351-2595 today. DeWitt Center's Father's Day sale this Saturday, June 20th, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 25% off store-wide, then end-of-month two-day sale, June 26th and 27th. 20% off store-wide. Don't miss it. It's all about fathers at Esquire Men's Freeport with 15 to 20% off store-wide and selected items at 50% off from June 1st to June 20th. Find the perfect gift for Dad at Esquire, the best of menswear. Call them at 352-8816.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Following a heat advisory by weather officials, pet owners are also being encouraged by veterinarians to look after their beloved pets to ensure they remain safe and cool along with their entire family. Our Matthew Martin Burrow shares more details in this report.
As the Bahamas is expected to experience heat wave temperatures ranging between 102 to 110 degrees heading into the summer months, according to meteorology reports, pets are considered one of the most vulnerable individuals who may be affected. Veterinarian at the Grand Bahama Humane Society, Dr. Diinza Hanna says within the last 10 years, he has seen a major spike in cases of heat stroke amongst pets.
Usually in the summers, I probably see at least one case of heat stroke. Thankfully, I haven't seen any this year. But last year, I probably had maybe 3 or 4 cases.
Thus, being more vigilant to warning signs is a must.
Some signs that they could look for if an animal is heat stress, very lethargic, if they're panting excessively, vomiting, diarrhea, anything really abnormal, especially if they've been out in the heat for a long time, you want to reach out to your veterinarian right away.
Dr. Hanna does advise some key measures that can assist in keeping your pets cool as the summer continues to heat up, beginning with early morning and later evening walks outside of the peak afternoon hours.
Just make sure they have a shaded area. Try not to tie them, especially out in the sun. Make sure they have, what you can do also is, provide a cool pool. Get one of these kiddie pools, have that outside for them. Make sure you have some cool water inside there. even putting some ice cubes inside their water, because, and changing it frequently as well, because as the day goes on, that water will start to heat up quite a lot.
A day at the beach is also heavily encouraged by the animal doctor. However, to an extent, especially for dog owners.
Keeping them cool on the beach is good, but remember now, the sand, dogs, their paw pads are very sensitive to heat as well, because that is one way that they keep cool, right? They sweat only in their paw pads. So if you're going to take them to the beach, again, you don't want to take them midday. You want to take them either in the early morning hours or in the evening when it's a lot cooler, because you don't want their paws to get burned.
Now, Dr. Hannah encourages those pet owners to use the various measures if they want their furry friends to enjoy the summer and a longer, healthier life. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Matthew, that looked like your dog. With the 2026 hurricane season underway, Grand Bahama Power Company is focusing on readiness and business continuity. More than 60 employees representing 20 work areas took part in an emergency storm response planning session aimed at ensuring the company has the resources, personnel, and processes in place to maintain operations before, during, and after a storm.
Every year, GBPC partakes in what we call our annual Emergency Storm Response Plan drill. So we put certain scenarios together and we apply it to the overall body as a key group of persons, and we see how well they execute it. And we, again, build on that lesson learned to make sure we're ready to respond to any scenario we encounter this storm season.
COO of the Grand Bahama Power Company, Nikita Mulling, says the company is storm ready as the response plan was activated from June 1st, marking the start of the hurricane season. The group session included simulations and response drills designed to test scenarios, strengthen coordination, and enhance overall preparedness in any weather condition.
I'm expecting and preparing for a calm hurricane season. However, what we try to do is prepare our employees for the worst, prepare for the worst, and pray for the best. And so right now we are actually monitoring a weather system that has about 30% chance of development and formation coming off of the Gulf of Mexico. So the timing of this drill and simulation could not be more critical and pivotal in ensuring our team is ready to respond no matter the type of system that comes our way.
And that is a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Listen, Corporate League coming up. We need a center. What you saying?
Boy, listen.
Don't shrink now. We need y'all.
Check me back on it.
All right, cool. I can check you after the break.
Yeah.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Registration is open for the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Race and Health Fair on Saturday, July 4th. The race begins at 6 a.m. at the Ministry of Grand Bahama in the Harold de Gregory building. Walk, run, or bike to win grand prizes. Sign up today at welcominghomegb.com.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you gain. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tiles Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. Corporate League basketball play is setting up to return June 30th. So if your company feels they're the hottest on the road, you better get signed up.
The Corporate League, we're about to start on June the 30th. We're going to run from Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we anticipated a good year this year. Some 10 teams.
GB Shipyard is your defending champs, but they'll have some heavy hitters on their trail.
We got Celebration, going to have a team, and Grupo Anderson is going to have a team there too. So then we also got to return back Club Fortuna, Pelican Bay is back too. So, and a lot of teams are going to be, and I think this year's more balanced because most of the teams have average players who played, who work and stuff like that. So we should have a good competitive year this year.
It'll be a 4-week journey, but President Yukino Bain says there's a worthwhile reward at the end of it.
We have Freeport Power coming out as well. There's a possibility that the Police may turn. The Police was a hot team their first season as well. At the end of this, you definitely will get a ring. So if you feel like your company is the best company on the island, we tell you come out and get that hardware.
In baseball, Chavez Young having himself quite the season for the Quebec Capitals in the Frontier League. He currently ranks second in batting average with an average of .389, 32 RBIs with 39 hits and 45 runs scored. That's helped the Capitals build a league-best 26-8 record. The Capitals lost their recent contest against the Tri-City Valley Cats 13-12, but both teams will run it back this evening. And Jonquil Jones continues to make more history. He now ranks 4th all-time in franchise history in blocks for the New York Liberty with 152. The Liberty also beginning to buzz, winning 8 straight following a very nip-and-tuck contest versus the Chicago Sky Wednesday night. 96-95 was your final score. Jones led the way with 19 points and 8 boards with just one but history-making block. The Liberty also found out they'll face the Las Vegas Aces in the Commissioner's Cup Final on June 30th at Barclays Center. And that's my time, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. Please remember, it's hot, so watch what y'all say to people.
Bahama, get ready for the annual Welcoming Home Grand Expo presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. July 1st through 10th, experience music, culture, business, sports, and unforgettable celebrations all across the island. Mark your calendars and go to welcominghomegb.com for more information.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tile's Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Modivas is your one-stop women's fashion convenience store where we are stocked from floor to ceiling with the latest fashion trends. Whatever you'll need to step out in style, you'll find it here at Modivas. We will dress you from head to toe with women clothing, shoes, hats, handbag, accessories, underwear, beauty supplies, scented body oils, curling irons, and so much more. Our store hours are Monday to Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And yes, we are open on Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our landline is 688-8622, and you can reach us on WhatsApp at 375-4665. Add us to WhatsApp, send us a hello, and then we will add you, and you will be on top of all the new arrivals and specials.
Get a jump on your health and fitness goals with the Fitness Connections Transformation Challenge. We've already helped hundreds of people get closer to their health and fitness goals and achieve awesome results like you see here. You can scan the QR code to find out more. But let me tell you what all comes with the challenge. One, you get 20% off coupons to the Fitness Connection every 2 weeks. You get coaching calls with us on Zoom. You get accountability, us checking in on you. And you also get the chance to win $1,000 and other prizes if you are the winner. So what do you have to lose? $50, you can have a chance to win $1,000 and get the body of your dreams. So scan the code now, sign up. We're here to help you.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that will do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. Here is a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the nearly $3 billion national budget crosses a critical juncture ahead of the new fiscal year. Well, sweeping changes at the Road Traffic Department. Find out if and how these changes affect you. And tears or cheers. Parents across the country turn out in droves to collect report cards. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Practically 2 weeks of debate and a full day of combing through some 80 heads as legislators work well into the evening to pass a nearly $3 billion budget in the House of Assembly. The proposed fiscal plan, which inches closer to the Senate for debate, is looking at bringing in $4.4 billion, or 23.6% of GDP in the 2026-2027 fiscal year, against a total expenditure of $4.1 million, or 22.4% of GDP. As Minister of Finance, the Honorable Michael Halkitis pointed out during his budget communication last month, the government is eyeing a fiscal surplus of $223.1 million. Now, in the face of an increasing cost of living, it's proposed that duties on common household plastic items like paper goods, tablecloths and sanitary products will be reduced, and the registration fee for non-motorized bicycles eliminated. As you could expect, the opposition today posed numerous questions regarding the draft estimates of numerous government ministries and departments, one of them directed to Health Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville, who during his budget contribution admitted that catastrophic health care has been oversubscribed, leading to an additional $2 million in the upcoming budget. Long Island MP Dr. Andre Rollins today questioned what percentage of those who apply are actually granted the help needed. The response?
Those who are listening to me who suffer from serious life-threatening and life-saving conditions, all you have to do is apply to the Ministry of Health by way of your physician and sometimes by way of your member of parliament. And once it gets to me or one relevant member of my team, we work closely with them to get the necessary quotes associated with the various surgeons or physicians that would be providing the care. And we work with the family to the best of our ability to lend support. Since this line item was put in place, we've helped hundreds of Bahamians who would have not had means to survive or even have access to this type of expensive care.
The budget debate picks up in the Senate on Monday, June 22nd at 10 a.m. with the expectation of it wrapping up there later that week. Well, today's House proceedings following Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis's contribution last evening. The Cat Island, Rum Key and San Salvador MP mounting a robust defense of his administration's economic stewardship, arguing that prudent fiscal management has produced measurable improvements in the country's financial position. Corval Pyfram takes it from here.
Asked on his victory, what does it feel like being the oldest person to become Prime Minister? On May 12th, Philip Davis told reporters to listen. You'll hear. In Parliament Wednesday, the 75-year-old two-time consecutive elected leader did a parliamentary victory lap.
It showed up across the board. In construction, in financial services,
in a sharp rebound in utilities and in real estate activity, which went up nearly 20%.
The second-term prime minister is shutting down his objectors. The country, he says, is winning.
We held inflation to just 0.6%, while much of the world wrestles with rising prices.
And to his critics, Mr. Davis says choosing progress has never just been a campaign slogan.
And we drove unemployment down from a staggering 7.4%, 17.4% in 2021 to approximately 9.3% by the middle of 2025.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
The Prime Minister also last evening chastised the opposition for what he describes as its decision to focus so much time, attention, effort, and gimmickry on a matter before the courts in the United States. The Prime Minister was referencing the United States arrest of alleged drug kingpin, Bahamian Jonathan Player Gardner, following the Election Day plane crash. Reports are that Gardner pleaded not guilty to cocaine and firearms conspiracy charges in a New York court yesterday. Prime Minister Davis felt focus on the court matter did not give the national budget the full attention it deserves.
Last month, this government made it clear that the serious allegations raised in that case would be subject to a full and independent investigation. That position has not changed and will not change. Without the facts, it achieves nothing to continue to speculate via press statements, political point scoring, or social media commentary. Allegations of this gravity are far too serious to be cheapened into a cycle of accusation, speculation, and spectacle. The only facts we know are the ones already in the public sphere. Up until now, the American courts have provided no further information.
Still on budget news, Labor, Public Service and National Insurance Minister, the Honorable Pugh Glover-Rose, says every month more than 50,000 pensioners receive benefits. Thousands of short-term and long-term claims are processed, and hundreds of dollars in benefits continue to flow directly to Bahamian families. But with the national pensionable age still standing at 65, efforts are being made to align the retirement age from 60 to 65.
Let me be equally clear about what this change does not mean. It does not mean forcing individuals who are approaching retirement to suddenly alter their plans that they've been making over the years. It does not mean disregarding commitments that employees have relied upon. It does not mean implementing change without consultation. The transition will be managed carefully and responsibly.
Meantime, the Road Traffic Department to see sweeping changes and fee structures that will enhance its revenue capacity significantly. In 2025, the unit generated more than $50 million, and now new legislation is on the way to curb possible fraud and bring accountability in import of vehicles into the country. The new system will be introduced through the new Road Traffic Amendment Bill, which will require all imported vehicles to have a certificate of title.
This certificate, issued before any vehicle is released from customs control, creates a permanent record of ownership. From the moment a vehicle enters this country, it must be presented whenever a vehicle changes hands. Madam Speaker, this single measure does more to clean up the secondary vehicle market in the Bahamas than any enforcement campaign ever could. No more shadow transfers, no more untaxed, uninsured vehicles changing hands in the dark. The certificate of title brings every vehicle into the light.
As Minister of Transport, the Honorable Leon Lundy explains the new bill will also introduce a new fee structure for vehicles as the Road Traffic Department steps up its revenue generation method.
Class A vehicles weighing up to 3,000 pounds will carry a fee of $160. Class B vehicles from 3,000 to 5,000 pounds will carry $215 fee. Class C, the heavier commercial range, $610, and Class D, our heaviest vehicles, $760. For fully electric vehicles, Madam Speaker, in a deliberate signal that this administration is watching the horizon, The fee is set at $125.
Coming up, another group of illegal immigrants sent home. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and everybody watching from Nassau. Tonight, we welcome a star. So please join me in welcoming the barbecue rap star, star of the show!
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Join us Sunday, June 28th at Rawson and Parliament Square for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas. We'll see you there.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? Ah, you haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
The tastiest thing about soccer is sharing it with the whole team, just like the new Ready for Soccer. A delicious lineup of 16 slices and 4 flavor sections. Perfect for sharing from start to finish, even beyond the 90 minutes. Get your team together and dig in, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. This portion of the news is brought to you by the annual Pre-Independence Beat Retreat. Don't miss this exciting event celebrating 53 years of Bahamian independence.
You're looking at a shot of Jaws Beach in western New Providence. The location was used in the James Bond thriller Thunderball, shot way back in the 1960s. That shot by drone pilot Matthias Clare. Welcome back. An American boat captain has been convicted after pleading guilty to 6 counts of knowingly assisting people to illegally land here in the Bahamas. Court documents identify the defendant as Mitchell Van Studebaker, an American national from Louisiana. The charges stem from an incident on Thursday, June 11th, when authorities say 6 people entered the country without obtaining the leave of an immigration officer. Court records show that as captain of that vessel, Van Studebaker was responsible for ensuring that both he and the 6 passengers on board properly reported to and cleared Bahamian immigration authorities. But according to authorities, this did not happen. The director of immigration brought the matter before a magistrate's court where Van Studebaker pleaded guilty to all counts. He was subsequently convicted and fined $2,000 on each count. In default of payment, 1 year at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services for each offense. In related news, over 100 Haitian migrants repatriated today, some of them returning home after serving time at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Fern Carey has the story.
The Department of Immigration continuing efforts to crack down on illegal migration and secure the country's borders. During a repatriation exercise Thursday, some 114 Haitian nationals, including 92 men, 21 women, and a young boy, were loaded onto buses at the Carmichael Road Detention Center, which traveled in a convoy to the Lyndon Pilning International Airport. Once there, they boarded a Bahamas Air flight for their homeland. Officer in charge of operations, Assistant Director Chad Adams, says the majority of the migrants were being deported after completing prison terms for various criminal offenses.
We have persons that have fraudulent documentation, overstays, illegal landing, some persons working without work permits, and that's why they're here today. And so we've had some significant individuals released from the prison after being prosecuted, and so that's why we're here today, to remove them from the detention center. For the last few days, we've had a release of about 69 to 70 individuals who have been released from the prison after spending their time within the prison. Some were arrested last year, had a few months to spend time in prison, and because of that now, they're now released back into immigration custody. And of course, we have to execute repatriation exercises as quickly as possible.
Director of Immigration Stephen LaRota indicated that overcrowding is not an issue at the Carmichael Road Detention Center. However, he said repatriation exercises are conducted regularly in order to minimize the population at that facility.
It's not possible to have such a large repatriation without logistical and diplomatic support from within our team, but also from the Haitian Embassy. Ambassador Bonhomme has been extremely supportive, as have the Haitian Civil Aviation Authorities.
So whenever they meet the numbers and the numbers exceed a certain quota, they'll have their sentencing commuted by the Governor General. And instead of serving the full time, they'll have them commuted and then turned over to the Department of Immigration for repatriation.
Now, it's anticipated some of these Haitian nationals being repatriated will return to the country, but measures are in place to serve as a deterrent.
In that instance, we try not to do a fast turnaround that kind of defeats the purpose in my mind. So what we try to do is ask for custodial sentence to give them a longer time in the country if that's what they wish, and then we effect repatriation after that.
The migrants were repatriated to Cape Haitian, Haiti, where they will be handed over to local officials for processing. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Well, law enforcement and the United States Embassy shining a light on domestic violence. The two recently hosted a forum to create awareness on the issue, addressing the Domestic Violence Standalone Unit seminar under the theme Remember Us, Bringing the Shadows to Light. Assistant Commissioner of Police Janet McKenzie called domestic violence one of the most pervasive issues affecting the country, adding that it thrives in silence. And this, as police reported 96 domestic disturbances in 2025, a 29% drop from the year prior.
Awareness without action is not enough. Together, we must become advocates who refuse to remain silent, professionals who respond with compassion, and leaders who work tirelessly to break the cycle of abuse.
U.S. Embassy Deputy Chief of Missions Kimberly Furnish went further to highlight the importance of working together to tackle domestic violence. One such project, she says, was last year's opening of the Domestic Violence Standalone Unit.
It's a place to protect our families from violence. It's a place to help our communities endure. When we invest in the DVSAU, we invest in a safer Bahamas. And a safer Bahamas means a safer United States of America. So the theme today is Remembering Us, Bringing Shadows into the Light. That is the charge to every person in this room and on our screens. Social workers, faith leaders, and partners alike, the U.S. Embassy in Nassau is proud to stand alongside you today. Thank you for honoring this issue. Thank you for coming forward. It's not easy. We're together on the tough issues, too.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
At Marco
Marco's, we make it better. Better ingredients, better flavors, better quality. A signature sauce that families have always counted on. We are not only serving your family, but our families too. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas with center squares or cheesy bread for just $29.95. When you want pizza you can trust, choose Marco's. Your family deserves the best. Marco's Pizza, crafted with heart and proudly shared with love.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
If you live in the Bahamas, this is the one product that can save your home during a storm, and most people don't even know it. This isn't a regular window. This is hurricane impact rated, thick, heavy, and built to last for when the winds shift. See how it doesn't rattle? Cheap windows dance in the wind. This one stays locked. The frame is reinforced. Wind stays out, noise stays out, water stays out. If you want your home to stay protected when the weather gets real, visit us at We Bayou Cell on Robinson Road. WhatsApp us at 636-8412 or visit our website, wbusbahamas.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
12,000 of parents across the country headed to public school campuses to collect report cards. Our Cleopatra Murphy tells us if it was more so a matter of excelling or failing to make the cut.
That was the sound of success at Claridge Primary School Thursday morning, signaling that another student hit a 3.0 and made the honor roll. For parent to twin boys Amanda Moss, the sound came twice, with her boys hitting a 3.6 and 3.47, while other parents also reveled in their children's academic achievement that they say did not come by chance.
We constantly study, we take away tablet time, we do all of the things that the school recommends for us to do.
He got a GPA of 3.64. Very good. He did tremendously well, and I'm so proud of him.
He got a 3.53 for his third grade summer term GPA. Claridge primary teachers always seem to pull the best out of him, so I'm always happy to be here and excited when time to pick up my report cards.
Over at C.H. Reeves Junior High School, students were also in a celebratory mood after wrapping up another successful academic year.
Staying in the 3-point range is my goal because getting 2 points just scared me on the whole.
She always does well, so I'm never really disappointed.
My grade point average was a 3.30, which means I got third in my homeroom this year.
I feel like my performance was pretty good. I got mostly A's and B's and 1 C. But yeah, I got a 3.51.
At Aaron Bailey Senior High School, Antonesia Prudent earned a 3.57 grade point average and her friend Olivia Deal a 2.7, which she says is an improvement, but both are determined to do better. Letitia Curtis was also impressed with her daughter's performance.
I definitely hope to get higher because for the Christmas term I do tend to drop. But if I do drop, it's not the end of the world because I'm still going to be in the 3-point bracket, I'm pretty sure.
My mom keeps me motivated and that I want to do better for myself as I get older.
They know my expectations. It's only their best that I want from them. Their best is always good enough for me.
While Report Card Day is over, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper assures that education officials are determined to increase the graduation rate to 85%, and parental involvement will be key to achieve the goal. In a statement, he notes, "We cannot expect our children to value their education if we do not demonstrate that we value it ourselves. Collecting a report card may seem like a small act, but it sends a powerful message to a child that their work, their progress, and their future matter." For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Oh, a real nice story there, Cleo. Well, look who's flying solo once again. Look, Royston.
Look at me. I am the captain now. It's a Throwback Thursday, and I'm thinking about throwback or golden oldie songs. I got to ask you, what's your Throwback Thursday song that you're listening to driving home tonight?
Okay, I got a good one.
Got a good one.
Return of the Mac.
Oh, that is a solid one.
No, you can't beat that. You can't.
I got one. Bootsy Collins, I'd Rather Be With You. That's a bad one.
That's a tie. That's a tie.
We're going to be talking summer camp and summer programs on Access Now, right ahead of the summer break. We got a lot more stories tonight.
Well, stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Save today, save tomorrow, save each and every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. JBI long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $2.89. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Sweet seedless watermelons, $7.99 each. Sweet pineapples, $5.99 each. Whether you're shopping for the week, the day, or stocking up for hurricane season, nobody saves you more than Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to cash, J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for an online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never got to stand in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind. And before we leave, we just want to wish our Assistant General Manager of Television, Julian Anderson-Roll, a very happy and blessed birthday. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Learning, even playing, we're having lots of fun. We're working with each other until the day is done.
100 public high school students graduated from the Technical Cadet Corps program, earning City and Guild certifications and skills in an array of areas, including accounts, employability skills, electronic engineering, graphic design, and coding. During the ceremony, education officials, TCCP administrators, and instructors congratulated the students.
The success we celebrate today did not happen overnight. It was built through hard work, sacrifice, teamwork, and vision. When the program was relaunched in 2023, we enrolled 120 of you. Today, you stand 100 strong.
Ministry executives commended the ongoing partnership between companies and the Department of Education.
I really want to first say thank you to our corporate sponsors for ensuring that our children have access to opportunities. One of the goals of the Ministry of Education is to ensure that children have access to high quality, holistic, and globally competitive education. And those 4 core pillars are undergirded by 80 initiatives.
And we are pleased that so many of our corporate sponsors, the staff there, had been graduates of this program, so they knew what this program brought to the table. But I also want to say thank you to Minister Glenys Anna Martin, because she always had the feeling that there needed to be inclusivity and that all of our children should be equally dealt with.
Jonalie McIntosh for Ed Talk.
I Eye on the storm, we get a closer look at how this hurricane season is shaping up. Plus, the PHA Child and Adolescent Center celebrates a milestone. Those details straight ahead. Also, a few special fathers honored ahead of Father's Day. And of course, your Access Now Total Sports Report coming up.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Now, you never really know what people are going to pay attention to online. This week, a retired accountant named Kumar gained more than 1.2 million followers in just a few days by taking a subject many people would ordinarily overlook and presenting it in a way that felt fresh, edgy, and impossible to ignore as he challenged the status quo. The team behind what's being called the Kumar method understood something important. Sometimes success isn't about finding a new idea. It can be about finding a new way to present one. And with that said, let's get right into the news. We're just over 2 weeks into the predictably below normal 2026 Atlantic hurricane season, but meteorologists say residents should not let their guard down. And as Diane Dorsett reports, a developing El Nino pattern is playing a major role in shaping this year's predictions.
The Atlantic hurricane season officially began on June 1st, and early forecasts suggest fewer storms are expected to develop this year compared to the long-term average. Meteorologists say one of the biggest factors behind the quieter outlook is El Nino, a climate pattern that alters weather conditions across the globe.
With El Nino, the main effect is the vertical wind shear that occurs during the period of El Nino, the phenomenon. And what it actually does is actually blow off the top of tropical storm clouds. Now, this actually suppresses any development once it begins.
Wind shear occurs when winds change speed or direction with height in the atmosphere. Tropical cyclones rely on a stable environment to organize, and excessive wind shear can tear storms apart before they have a chance to intensify. As a result, forecasters expect fewer opportunities for storms to form and strengthen across the Atlantic Basin this season, which ends November 30th.
We are expecting a below normal hurricane season, right? However, and I emphasize this strongly, the Gulf of Mexico and the waters surrounding the Bahamas are running well above normal.
Meteorologists stress that seasonal forecasts are designed to estimate overall activity across the Atlantic and cannot predict where individual storms will track. The Bahamas remains vulnerable to tropical systems regardless of whether a season is active or quiet. Nixon says preparedness should not depend on the forecast.
Do not wait for us to give a named storm before you start discovering that you have some damage or some repairs that you need to do to your home.
Forecasters will continue monitoring ocean temperatures and atmospheric conditions, noting that conditions can change as the months progress, especially August, September, and October, the peak of the hurricane season. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorsett.
Thanks so much, Diane. And of course, Diane joins us later in the show for a full weather report. In the meantime, 10 years after opening its doors, the Child and Adolescent and Robert Smith Complex is marking a decade of providing specialized mental health care for some of the country's most vulnerable patients. This milestone celebration not only reflected years of progress, but highlighted plans for the future. Our Shaquille Dames has that story.
For the Public Hospital Authority, progress over the past 10 years reflects facility upgrades, policy reforms, and a brand new resource center for patients and staff. PHA's Managing Director, Dr. Auburnette Roll, says while achievements at the Child and Adolescent and Robert Smith Complex have been realized, there's still more work to be done.
With myself and leadership and other institutions, along with the ministries, to address our staffing needs, finalize robust and modern court-ordered admission policies with our legal teams, and upgrade our facilities to ensure the utmost safety and security for both our staff, patients, but also our visitors. We are absolutely thrilled to announce that Sandilands and the PHA Foundation have come together to create a brand new library right here in the Cars Complex. As a key highlight of this landmark 10-year anniversary celebration, we today will host the official blessing ceremony for this newly established space.
Family Medicine Center physician Dr. Annalise Richards noted the urgent need for additional space at the complex, while nursing officer Marlene Martinborough highlighted aspects of the facility's primary mandate of service through compassion.
When you look at this quarter last year, comparing it to this quarter this year, our admissions have actually doubled across the board, right? Not only that, the severity of the presentations has also increased. So kids are coming in more ill, right? And they're requiring more in terms of from a treatment perspective. This is really concerning for us as a child and adolescent team because our children are actually a reflection of us.
This anniversary is not simply about celebrating years on a calendar. It is about celebrating every breakthrough, every milestone, every act of compassion, and every life touched along the way.
And with increasing demands, stakeholders remain focused on expanding resources, strengthening care, and ensuring future generations have access to the support they need. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Thanks so much, Shaquille. Now, under the distinguished patronage of former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Perry Gladstone Christie, the Bahamas Alliance for National Development hosted its Faith of Our Fathers award ceremony, an evening dedicated to celebrating men whose lives have left an enduring mark on families, communities, young men, and the wider Bahamas. Our West Calix Forbes was there and has more.
Just ahead of this year's Father's Day celebration, the Bahamas Alliance for National Development is recognizing new crops of men whose faith, service, and sacrifice has shaped lives and strengthened communities across the Bahamas. Among those honored were Apostle Carlos Reed, Dudley Sade Sr., John Butler, Philip Dorset, and Bishop Tony Hanna. Pastor Christopher Roberts, founder and executive chairman, says, like mothers, fathers should be given their flowers now.
Is there more out there? These are not all of them. There's so much more out there who are deserving. And unfortunately, we like to wait till people die. I'm not going to be that one. And so I'm doing my best with a good team of people to make sure that we celebrate as many of them as we can.
And you'd remember for Dr. Eric Fox, we featured him recently sharing his journey of addiction and substance abuse to now being a mentor and the father figure he never had.
I know the feeling of not having someone in your life. I know the feeling of not having a father. So I just feel so honored to let these young men know that they say, you got me. You can call on me. I'm here for you. I can see the look in their eyes, and it gave me great joy just to know that, hey, I'm supporting someone.
As co-founder of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation, Ricardo DeVoe has dedicated his life to empowering our youth through education.
I feel honored, totally honored, humbled by this honor. It was, for me, I have been working, assisting this country, and especially with the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year for 30 years, working. It was all for love, all for passion of the young people.
Veteran broadcaster Dr. Spence Finlinson was also among those recognized.
My father died when I was 15, 14 going on 15. And I found a mentor, unbeknown to the gentleman, Mr. Patrick Gomez, my best friend Craig Tony Gomez's father. He lived in the neighborhood, and I watched him, the way he dealt with his children, the way he dealt with his cars, everything, and I emulated that. So find a role model that you could emulate. It's important, and someone to mentor you.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Such great stories. Thanks so much, Wes. Still to come, it's officially summer break for OST students, but education officials are encouraging parents to ensure their kids stay mentally and physically active. And Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Join us Sunday, June 28th at Rawson and Parliament Square for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas. We'll see you there.
Scotiabank knows your first home is where you finally get to say, "This is me." It's where memories grow inch by inch. It's where hosting creates income and where your home can become a business. Or it's where little feet take their very first step into a future you've worked so hard to build. And we know how important it is to capture those special moments. At Scotiabank, our goal is to help you find a home for your first.
Tuesday is my second favorite day of the week, but it's actually Thursday, Friday Junior. It's June 18th, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast, your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We're still under a heat wave, so temperatures will sit in the 90s, but the combination of heat and humidity will make it feel significantly hotter. Looking at our satellite picture, what we're seeing are patches of clouds over parts of the northwest Bahamas in response to a mid to upper level trough, so there may be 1 or 2 showers in some areas tonight, but elsewhere skies are mostly clear under the influence of a surface high pressure ridge. Now, Tropical Storm Arthur has weakened. It's now post-tropical low over southeast Texas and is moving northeastwards. This is it right here. But while the storm itself is fading, its impacts continue, possibly producing a few showers by the weekend. Elsewhere in the tropics, tropical cyclone development is not expected during the next 7 days. Now, looking at our 3-day boating forecast in the northwest Bahamas tonight, we'll get southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet. Therefore, small craft operators are advised to exercise caution. We'll get a high tide at 11:39 tonight. In the central and southeast Bahamas, southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet, with a small craft caution still in effect. Then on Friday to Saturday in the northwest Bahamas, southeast to south winds 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get a low tide at 6:11 in the morning and a high tide at 12:12 in the afternoon in the central and southeast Bahamas tomorrow and Saturday. East to southeast winds staying at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet with that small craft caution once again still in effect. Now, if you're traveling tomorrow, here's a look at your international temperatures, which are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But remember to join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you as always, Dan. Now, summer break is here, but experts say learning and personal growth don't have to take a vacation. From reading initiatives aimed at keeping young minds engaged, youth camps, and sports programs across the country, officials are encouraging parents to help children stay active and connected this summer. ZNS digital reporter Matea Stewart has all the details.
For many children, summer break means sleeping in, spending time with friends, and taking a break from the classroom. But while school may be out, experts say learning and personal development shouldn't stop altogether.
So the Ministry of Youth and Sports is always excited to present our global summer program, which encompasses employment as well as our camp opportunities. And so our camp opportunities are so exciting here in New Providence. We have Camp I Matter. That's for your 4 to 14-year-olds, and we have the 15 to 17-year-olds and the 18 to 25-year-olds who will be working and assisting as camp camp instructors. And Camp I Matter is so exciting that it is also being presented in Grand Bahama. So both of these camps run from July 6th to the 31st, and these camps help to build confidence. It helps our young people to make friends. It helps them to learn and discover. That's what they should be doing as children. And so it's incredibly important to keep them stimulated, not overstimulated, stimulated so that their minds are going and growing. And so we want to assist them in passing the time and also assist the parents with, getting them out of the house and, them not being cooped up with devices and video games and social media and YouTube, all of which are wonderful tools in moderation. And so this gives our young people a time to connect with other young people, and it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
And while summer is a time for rest, Senator and Parliamentary Secretary Honorable Keenan Johnson says it's important for students to keep their minds engaged.
The main thing is the ministry is definitely encouraging keeping your body and mind active during the summer months. Yes, school is done, but we still want you to, keep that flow going. And so some of the things that we have, we do have extended learning where we offer additional support in our core subjects such as mathematics and language arts. We just recently launched our national reading program, and that's something that definitely is going to keep your mind going. And we definitely are asking for families to support that effort. So it's not just a ministry effort. We are certainly launching it and giving a list of books for various grades to read. But we at the ministry believe that education continues, even if it's not in a formal environment. And so you may not have that structure of a 9 to 3, but it's important to keep that brain active and in a way that's still more positive, not just the games that you play or anything of that sort, but things that continue to encourage your mind to think.
And for the future athletes and Olympians, don't worry, you're not left out.
And through our sports department, there are so many camps and activities happening in Grand Bahama. They have everything from softball, track, volleyball, free adult swim lessons, basketball, all happening throughout the various schools in Grand Bahama. Abaco is also having their sports summer camps, presenting basketball and soccer and track and field, as well as we also have activities happening at Andros, Eleuthera, and on Cat Island.
As families prepare for the months ahead, they say a balanced summer of fun, learning, and activity can help set children up for success when they return to school. Reporting for ZNS Digital, I'm Matea Stewart.
Sounds like a great program. I think the key is to challenge yourself. Excellence demands some sacrifice. Thanks so much, Matea. Stay with us. Your sports report is coming up right after this break.
Step inside a world of adventure with Mandalorian and Grogu at Burger King. See The Mandalorian and Grogu, only in cinemas.
Fuel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Topping the agenda, this year's Andre Rogers National Baseball Championships began Thursday at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex and Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. Numerous youth teams throughout the archipelago descending on the capital, looking to claim the championship title in their respective age group. Bahamas Baseball Association representatives outlining the structure of the event.
We welcome over 30 teams from all over the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, from as far away as Long Island, Eleuthera, Abaco, Freeport, and host teams here in New Providence. We do have a rotational basis where every 2 years we switch the nationals being hosted between Freeport and Nassau. So we had in Freeport last year, grand finale. Now we have 7 divisions from T-ball, which is 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U, all the way up to 20U. Each member league we have in the BBA, they have an opportunity to send an all-star team from their division. So you have a lot of leagues that are pretty large and you have some that are small. And they would come together, have their own tryouts, have their own selection process to send the best to be able to represent the league, to be crowned champions. So what you see here is the best of the best throughout the entire Commonwealth of the Bahamas. 1 weekend, 4 days of action, non-stop. And you're going to find that some of the very same kids you see now, you're going to be able to see on TV one day playing professionally on the Major League Baseball ranks.
And still on the diamond, Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the New York Yankees resuming their series with the Chicago White Sox on Wednesday. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Jazz would blast a solo home run into the right center field bullpen, extending the Yanks' lead to 7. This homer being Chisholm's 10th of the year, contributing to a 10-5 Yankees win over the Sox. Jazz also with the 5th most stolen bases in Major League Baseball, totaling 20 stolen bags on the season. The Bronx Bombers set to end their series with the White Sox Thursday evening and begin a new one with the Cincinnati Reds on Friday. And another New York-Chicago matchup, this time on the hardwood. Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty visiting the Chicago Sky. Jones doing her part, being absolutely productive on both sides of the ball. She put up 19 points to go with 8 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, and a block. That block positioning JJ 4th all-time in franchise history with a total of 152. This game coming down to the wire, and it would be Sabrina Ionescu giving the Liberty the go-ahead bucket in the last few seconds, driving into the paint and escaping the Sky 96-95. Jones and the crew looking to continue their hot streak and prepares for battle as they face the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA Commissioner's Cup next Tuesday. On the local scene, Hugh Campbell's all-time winningest coach, Kevin Johnson, is conducting his annual Developmental Basketball League. This program has been in operation for over 2 decades and promises to enhance the skill set of rising basketball talent. Our Wayne Wilson recently caught up with Johnson himself.
There's lots of young athletes usually expected to be resting for summer, but not these boys and girls, or should I say young hoopers. As the annual commencement of the Kevin Johnson Development League kicks off to a fiery start, this early into the summer, there were multiple teams playing in this league to further advance these young athletes. Here's founder and director of the league, Kevin KJ Johnson.
A lot of these kids look forward to this every summer. 15 is 15 and under, junior is 15 and under, and senior is 19 and under. So we just want these kids to come out, play, and prepare themselves.
Johnson also discusses the importance of kids performing.
We want these kids to come out and just play and get better, get good coaching, get good development, Next week, hopefully, God's my life, coach is going to be in town watching some of the senior guys and some of the junior guys because they're the future. So that's what it's all about, preparing them for opportunities to get scholarships.
This program will continue over the next 5 weeks at C.I. Gibson. Once again, this is Wayne Wilson, ZNS Sports.
Thank you, Wayne. And this past weekend over in French Polynesia, Xavion Johnson winning gold in under-20 men's judo, positioning himself top 20 in junior rankings and top 150 in the world. For the past year, Johnson has trained abroad, perfecting his craft in Montreal, Canada.
I think me training in Canada has been like the best thing, one of the best things that could have happened to me so far in my life, because I was able to move to Canada, I'll say maybe when I was 15 or so, and it's been an amazing opportunity for me to make more friends, for like if it was like a family here, a better environment to do judo, a bigger club, like it was just amazing. Then me also being able to move to Montreal, Quebec, having the opportunity to train with the national team in Canada has been also a very significant I think this season.
Johnson also talks winning bronze at last year's Junior Pan Am Games and being endorsed by the Bahamas National Flag Carrier.
It means a lot to me because it shows that all my efforts are kind of working in a way, especially since judo is such a small sport, and they're able to give me such an amazing opportunity, and I'm grateful for it. I was at Junior Pan American Games last year, so I'm hoping for that I'll be able to bring back another medal for Bahamas at the games.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Thursday. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. signing off until tomorrow.
In the wild, everything is always in front of you. Sauvage Elixir, Dior.
Available at Lorix Duty Free, Bay and Parliament, Old Fort Bay, Marathon Mall and Palmdale.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at a nighttime shot of the Nassau Cruise Port, and what a burst of color that is. It's time now to take a trip to Exuma. Let's go. No one does a Let's Go quite like Marlena. Meanwhile, education officials remain committed to honoring individuals who have shaped the education sector by renaming a public school after them. During his budget communication on Tuesday, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honourable Chester Cooper, and the MP for Exuma said the Rokerstown Primary School in Exuma will be renamed after one of the island's prominent figures in just a few weeks.
And I'm pleased to announce today that in the coming months, the primary school in Rokers Point, Exuma will be renamed the P.E. Ferguson Primary School after a prolific educator and an extraordinary Exumian, Mr. Pembroke E. Ferguson. Coincidentally, he is the father of Bishop Franklin Ferguson of the Church of God of Prophecy, my Sunday school teacher.
A very well-deserved honor. That's going to do it for Access Now on this Throwback Thursday. Of course, stay tuned for the rundown on leadership with Ahmad Rashad Thompson. Good night, everybody.
Battling for Bay is a joke compared to battling colon cancer.
You want to protect your quarterback? You need to protect your body.
The same way we declare that we will be victorious on Bay Street is the same way you will declare that you will be victorious over colon cancer.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Both men and women are affected equally. Fortunately, colon cancer can be prevented by scheduling routine visits with your doctor, by being aware of the symptoms, and by having some form of colon cancer screening when appropriate. If you're over the age of 45, talk to your doctor about having a colonoscopy today so that you can avoid a conversation about colon cancer tomorrow.
At Rawson and Parliament Square for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas. We'll see you there.
PREP stands for Prepare, Refocus, Educate, and Produce. When young people come to the program, We make them feel comfortable. We may break out into groups. When Philip asked Nathaniel, Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Has anyone said, "Can anything good come out of Canaan Lane? Can anything good come out of Ball's Alley?" There are a lot of young people in Canaan Lane who are excelling in track, who are doing well in school. What I started Prep to help to do, to get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so Prep is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders of all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. I am your host, Ahmad Shah Thompson, and I am honored and deeply grateful to be with you tonight. This is the place where leaders come to sharpen their thinking, challenge their assumptions, and become the very best version of themselves. And our mission each week is simple, yet it has never mattered more than it does right now. To elevate leadership conversations locally, regionally, and globally, and to prepare you to lead with greater clarity, purpose, and impact no matter where you are in the world. As always, we begin with gratitude. Thank you for inviting us into your homes, your offices, and your leadership journey. Week after week, you remind us that leadership is more than a title. It is a duty, a discipline, and a calling. And because you continue to show up, we remain committed to advancing this conversation across our islands and across borders. We know you could spend your Thursday evening anywhere on earth, but you choose to run it down with us, and for that, we are truly grateful. So then, let's run it down. Not long ago, your career came with a ceiling, and that ceiling was your geography. If you were born on an island, your opportunity was mostly the size of that island. Where you lived decided who you could work for, what you could earn, how far you could rise. Location was the destiny. That world is gone. Today, a young professional right here in Nassau can be hired by a company in London, coached by a mentor in Toronto, build with a team in Nairobi, and serve clients in New York, all before lunch. The walls came down, distance collapsed, and the question that decides your career is no longer where are you? It's something far more demanding. Can your skills travel? But here's the other side of that freedom. If you can now reach the whole world, so can everybody else. The same door that lets you out lets a billion other people in. You're no longer competing with the person across the street. You're competing and collaborating with talent across the planet. The market for your gifts just went global, whether you're ready for it or not. And it is moving fast. The World Economic Forum says that by 2030, nearly 40% of the core skills we need are going to change. 86% of employers say AI has transformed how they do business. We are living through the biggest reshuffling of skills in modern history, and it is not waiting for any of us to catch up. Let me put this in perspective for you. Think about our grandparents' generation and what going global actually cost them. For so many of our parents and grandparents, reaching for opportunities beyond these shores meant one brutal thing. It meant leaving. A one-way ticket, a single suitcase, and a head full of dreams. It meant kissing your mother or your wife or your husband goodbye at the dock, not knowing when or if you would make it back. To touch the world, you had to let go of home, and a whole generation of brilliant people from small places paid that price. They built other people's cities, they lifted other people's economies, and they sent a little something back home whenever they could. My grandfather was a prime example. In the midst of a young marriage with young children running about, he left Nassau and worked on a contract to support his family. Now, fast forward to 2026 and look where we stand. Today, a young woman can sit at a kitchen table, in Eleuthera, Exuma, or right here in Nassau, with nothing but a laptop and some Wi-Fi, and build something the whole world lines up to pay for. She can lead a team across 3 continents and still make it home for Sunday dinner. She can touch the world without ever letting go of home. Do you understand what that actually means? The very thing our grandparents had to cross an ocean and break their hearts to reach is now sitting right there in the palm of your hand. That is not a small thing. That is one of the greatest gifts any generation has ever been handed. The door they could only dream about is wide open. And tonight, it is standing open for you. But here's what I need you to catch as we do this episode tonight, because this is the whole point. Whether you stay and build your global life from that kitchen table in Eleuthera without ever changing your address, or whether you do what my guest did and pack up your entire family to go and lead in another, it does not matter which door you decide to walk through, because both doors charge the very same toll. The laptop doesn't make you global. Wi-Fi doesn't make you a leader. The plane ticket does not make you ready. None of it, and I mean none of it, means a thing without the one thing this whole show is built on tonight. The skills. The skills to lead people you may never stand beside. The skills to read a culture that was never your own. The skills to keep learning faster than the world keeps changing. Stay or go, reach out or move out, the world is going to demand the very same things of you. And the skills don't care which door you choose. They travel with you either way, or they leave you behind either way. The world will not lower the bar because of where you happened to start. So the only real question left is whether you have them yet, and if you don't, whether you're willing to do what it takes to obtain them. That's what tonight is all about. And I could not have asked for 2 better people to run it down with me tonight. My guests tonight didn't just study this shift, they are living it. They packed up a life built in the Bahamas and planted it in Canada. One of them has been shaping minds in our education system for more than a decade. The other built a brand that crossed borders long before she ever did. And full disclosure, I know these 2 very well. One of them is actually my business coach, so I know this is going to be dead good. My guests tonight are Dr. and Mrs. Glenville and Keishel Davis. And maybe, just maybe, you've been sitting there this whole time thinking, this is a beautiful conversation, Ahmad, but it really isn't for me. I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm not trying to build some global brand. I'm just trying to lead my team, my department, my little company right here at home. If that is you, then hear me very clearly, because this conversation is for you most of all. Because here is the truth that nobody gets to opt out of in this day and age. Even if you never go global, global has already come for you. The organization you serve answers to people in another country. The standards and the laws you operate under were written in rooms you will never sit in. Your competition is no longer the business down the street. It is a business you have never, ever heard of on a continent you may never, ever visit. That can reach your customer just as fast or faster than you can. The young people you lead are already watching the entire world, holding you to a global standard whether you ask for it or not. And artificial intelligence? It does not recognize your border, my friend. It does not slow down for your island. So understand this, you do not get to choose whether a global leadership affects you or not. You only get to choose whether you are ready for it. This is a conversation every leader needs to hear, so you know what to do. Go ahead, tag a leader, share this broadcast, invite someone into this conversation, because tonight we are helping leaders everywhere lead well, reach beyond their borders, and become the kind of talent this world simply cannot ignore. This is the Rundown on Leadership, ladies and gentlemen, and your breakthrough is right after this break. Stay close.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it a date. Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. It's the Kingdom National Parkinson Foundation's 26th Annual Gala Charity Ball. Cocktails begin at 6:45 p.m. Food prepared by international chefs. Tons of prizes and surprises. Entertainment by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band, DJ Gary Super Johnson, and the Dynamic Essence Band. Once again, it's Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. If you haven't already purchased your ticket, give us a call at 242-477-3782. That's 242-477-3782. With your help, we can continue to tell those with Parkinson.
We are not strong, and I'll be your friend.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is manufacturing in the Bahamas. And now we are standing on 3 acres of land on which we're going to be putting the Bahamas' first end-to-end plastic recycling company, Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Company Limited. Eden has 2 arms, recycling and manufacturing.
This is groundbreaking for us. It's never been done before. It really makes a difference, not only in the Bahamas, but even around the world. This is not just a project that we're doing so that we can make a couple of dollars. We want to make sure that it benefits those who come after us. In future generations, we hope that this is a small vision, that they will take it and they'll expand on it. We can have the formula for what it means to do end-to-end recycling in the Bahamas, in the region, and even if we have to export these ideas and thoughts and concepts even into the U.S.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, my guests tonight are Dr. Glenville Davis and his lovely bride, Mrs. Keishel Davis. Between them, they have spent their entire careers building people. He has spent more than a decade as a professor at the University of the Bahamas with a doctorate in business administration, shaping the next generation from inside the classroom. She is the founder and CEO of the Training Authority, an award-winning business mentor who has trained thousands of professionals across the Bahamas, the Caribbean, the US, the UK, Canada, all over the world. Together they host the Grow Show, and together they recently did the bold thing. They relocated their family to Canada and started living out the very global leap we're talking about tonight. Now, I've known these two for years. Keishel is actually my coach, and between the 3 of us, the passion we share for these topics is uncontainable. So forgive us in advance if we get a little bit too excited, have too much fun, because it's about to get dead real, dead quick. Dr. Glenn, Keishel, welcome to the Rundown on Leadership.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's great to have you here, Keishel. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Before we talk about the skills, let's name the new world we're all living in, because if you don't understand the shift, you really can't prepare for it. Keishel, you were reaching the US, the UK, and Canada, and other places for years now, before you even looked to relocate physically. So take us back. When did you first realize that your location was no longer your limit?
I tried to think about this, and I cannot remember the exact time, because as far as I remember, I've always thought of myself as that. I always felt as I was made for more. I think there were a couple of key moments in time where it solidified that belief and that inkling, that calling. One was, God rest his soul, Dr. Miles Monroe. 2013, he posted on my page, and he said, Keishel, one day you're going to be traveling the world and touching millions like I am. Just keep the dream and work hard.
Yes, Mom.
And that was one of those moments. And that was before I even really started to get into the global space, but he saw it before I did. And then 2015, I went to this event in Arizona, 30 global entrepreneurs. And that was, I think, one of the moments that really opened the floodgates, because they were entrepreneurs who were strategically placed and invited to that event. And from there, the relationships were formed. And then I started to get the invitations to London and to Canada and the UK. So those relationships sparked it. And then one more time was 2019. But then I had already, had global connections. I had already began doing things outside of the country. But 2019 was also pivotal for me too. That was Hurricane Dorian. And I remember coming back off our vacation. We take 30-day vacations.
Hear this now, hear this. This man and his wife is take a 30-day vacation every year, and we ain't got no time to go talk about how you do that. But listen to the conversation, because you may one day be able to do that same thing.
So,
come on, okay?
You know, this is a part of my
yes.
But by that time, I'd already done really well that June in business. After we had a vacation, the hurricane came. And all of, this was again prior to COVID, which happened again. But all of like the business, not all, but quite a lot of my corporate clients locally in the Bahamas started to cancel because, you know, tragedy.
Right.
And I remember having a moment, and I'm like, I will never rely on one currency ever again.
Come on.
Because I knew, like, okay, if the Bahamas is closed, unfortunately due to that tragedy, I want to be able to get money from Canada, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere I could, as long as I can export my skills and my expertise. And so I think that was the last moment in the series of like, okay, this has to be the thing that I do. And from there, the rest is history.
I will never again rely on one currency. Jesus have mercy, that's heavy. I want you to understand what that statement means and where it's going to take us into our conversation this evening. Dr. Glenn, you spent over a decade inside the University of the Bahamas from the inside of higher education. When did you start to feel like the old rules, get the degree, get the job, stay put, began to break down?
So unlike Keisha, I had no desire to go global. I have no desire to get money in any currency other than the Bahamian currency. And so, but being married to somebody who had such a global outlook on life, and so it caused me to rethink my position. And so in terms of starting to travel and being exposed, you start to see life differently. And as a professor, I remember going into different universities, and I'm like, one of these days I'm going to work in one of these universities. So I would go to University of Toronto, I went into McGill, I went into Stanford, Berkeley, you name it, University of Miami. And so every time I go in these universities and I see the level of advancement, technology, I am dreaming now, and I'm seeing myself, okay, I can do something outside of the Bahamas. And so with that, I was able to now start to have the conversations.
Indeed. So let's define our terms for everybody watching tonight. When we say global leadership in 2026, what does that actually mean? Is it about working abroad, or is it about a mindset that you have to have in order to leave home or not? What do you think? Is it about a mindset? Is it about actual crossing the border?
I believe it's both. And you do not have to cross the border to have a global mindset. Like prior to this year, I was sitting at home talking to people literally around the world. Like some places I didn't even know where they were. And I was having the conversation. And my favorite line when I have a call with someone is, where are you in the world? Because I want to know and travel through those. So you don't have to physically move. Of course, when the doors open for me globally, I traveled a lot to build those relationships, but you can have a global mindset right here, and I believe the Bahamas is such a beautifully poised location to attract so many global opportunities.
Dr. Glenn, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to go abroad to become a global leader. It is important, though, to understand different countries, different culture, what's going on in the world globally, what are some of the current issues, and do your research and have some form of position on what is going on. However, based on experience, I know that once you have the movement, it adds a different level. Because I remember in the classroom teaching my students about culture and understanding different culture. And I'm saying this from the textbook because that was the thing to do. But the minute I started to travel and experience the same cultures that I'm seeing in the book, right? It adds a different light to it. So now I'm able to share my personal experience. I'm able to now match up what is saying in the textbook to what I experienced in real life. And guess what? It was a whole different
thing altogether.
The classroom changed after that.
Absolutely. I often say that exposure, in my opinion, is a lot better than experience, because I can experience you through this book. I can experience your culture, or your context through this YouTube video, but to be exposed to it in real life is so much more valuable, in my opinion, than the actual experience in some cases, right? But the World Economic Forum rather says that nearly 40% of the skills we need are changing by 2030. 2030. And AI is the biggest driver, Kishelle. We know that this number excites us.
Yeah.
But for so many, it frightens them beyond measure. How does a person grapple with that? How do you grapple with, in the next 4 years or so, the skills you have now may be less relevant. And AI is saying, the world around us is saying AI is the most important one. The person who's afraid, the person who's a bit trepidatious, uncertain, how do they get beyond that and get with it?
Yeah. Sometimes... And,
so you can start by saying it excites you, right? Right?
That's why I have to laugh, because,
it scares me.
Wow.
I'm the person, I'm going to speak from that angle. Sometimes you just have to force them. And I know people don't like that. I was in New York this month, earlier this month, and I led a AI session, 100 entrepreneurs. And I said to them, I was like, this is not a demo. We are building this agent in real time. And some of them started to laugh. And I'm like, no, you who laughing? We're doing this right now. And I forced them. And some of them, it was hard because they did not prepare for it. And I gave them all of the ways to prepare, and I got them ready, and we built it. And even after some of those were resistant and the technology was not working, so many of those came to me after the event and just thanked me. And one of them explicitly said, thank you for forcing me to do this, because if it wasn't for you, I would have not done this. And now that agent that they built is building leads in their business and helping them to grow their business. And so, yes, you have the resistant folks, a.k.a. Dr. Glenn.
Yes.
And I sympathize to some degree, but I am one who, like, look, you just got to do it. And if I need to sit with you and force you and walk you through it, because on the other side of that discomfort and resistance and fear is something that is truly meant to save you time, make you money, and solve a lot of the challenges that you say you have. So I, force them.
Now, you talked about the resistance, Dr. Glenn, right? What does the resistance stem from? Because the resistance itself is not the issue. It's really where it's coming from. It can be fear, it could be maybe you feel you're going to be overtaken by this thing. Where does that resistance come from, and how do we now get people to move beyond it?
Yeah, so for me, the fear, it's fear. It's rooted in fear. And so me being scared says something to me that, what are you going to do about it? Now that you're scared, you're afraid, what are you going to do about it? So for me, I know that I now have to go and learn this thing. Right? So my fear is not that I'm going to resist it. My fear is I have to do something about it. And so I make it my duty to read up, take courses, get certification in this thing so I can be aware. When the whole ChatGPT craze first started in about 2023, when it just
took off,
I said to myself, my students are going to know this thing.
Yes, they will.
They're going to know more about it than me. And so they're going to run circles around me and make a mockery of me like they did with a lot of faculty when COVID came in and we had to go online. So what I did, I made it my duty to go and learn, to get the necessary knowledge so I can be aware and be a part of the conversation.
Indeed. Now, Kishelle, there's a Bahamian or an islander right now who is watching tonight who feels boxed in. They feel uncertain about, what the geography actually means. Is the playing field actually level now? Or does where you start still hold more to you than what you are caring to admit?
I believe the playing field is leveled. You literally, all of the roadblocks that we had back then where it required a lot of money, a lot of connections, those are true to some degree still. But AI and the online space, you literally just need an internet connection, and you can get an internet connection almost anywhere now. Turn on a camera and start to speak. And I was coaching someone today, and she said she's building this brand, beautiful brand, and she wants to partner with Nintendo. And she found the contact for the person of Nintendo, and I'm like, what are you waiting for? You literally have the contact. You could search for that person online. You have the contact. You have your brand. What is stopping you? So I truly believe, especially for our people, the playing field is leveled. We have the tools that we can take our brand, our business, our mindset, our message. It also takes us now to take that step and not rule ourselves out or count ourselves out. And I think that's what we do a lot.
Sometimes we don't feel like we're worthy, or we don't feel like our value is comparable to the foreign brand. So.
Indeed. So as we go to break, I want you to think about this. If location is no longer the ceiling, what is? If the new thing is not where I was born, where I live, what I do, what is the new thing that's keeping people locked in? Quick question.
It's not a new thing, it's an old thing, it's the mindset.
Mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this conversation is just getting started. We have so much more to get into. When we return, we're going to talk more about the skills you actually need now to get to your next level in business, in leadership, in your organization. Stay close, your breakthrough continues after this break.
The tastiest thing about soccer is sharing it with the whole team, just like the new Ready for Soccer. A delicious lineup of 16 slices and 4 flavor sections. Perfect for sharing from start to finish, even beyond the 90 minutes. Get your team together and dig in, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve, Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, you are right on time because this is where the conversation is going to heat up. I'm sitting with 2 leaders who packed up and went global, Dr. Glenn and Mrs. Keishel Davis, and now we get to the heart of it, the skills it actually takes to lead, to manage, and to thrive anywhere in the world. Okay, so if skills are the new ceiling, we need to get specific for our show tonight. We took everything we know about leading in a global world and we boiled it down to 7 skills, the skills that travel with you no matter where you go. We grouped them into 3 simple layers. The first is the tech layer, how you work with the machine. There are 2 facets in this sphere. The first is AI fluency, not just artificial intelligence by use, but knowing how to lead alongside it, what to hand it, and what stays human. The second is influence at a distance, the ability to lead, to build trust, and to move people through a screen, even when you may never be in the same room with them, right? The second is the reach layer, how far your value extends. 2 more. The first is cultural intelligence, the ability to read the room and lead well across different cultures, customs, and borders. And the second is a borderless personal brand. Keishel mentioned it earlier, building a reputation and a value that is not tied to your zip code. Talent the world can find no matter where you happen to lay down. And the third layer is the human layer, the part the machine can never ever replace. This one carries 3 facets. The first is learning velocity. How fast can you learn, unlearn, and relearn as the world continues to change on us? The second is ownership thinking, carrying yourself like an owner, even when you're somebody else's payroll. And then the third is maybe the most important of them all. It is your durable human skills, your judgment, your empathy, your ethics, the things that make you trustworthy, the things that essentially make you you. So before we go one by one, if you could give a leader 1 skill to thrive globally by 2027, what would it be? Just 1.
You want to go first?
I would say cultural intelligence.
Cultural intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Keishel, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot, but you have to have the technical know-how in this day and age. Yeah.
You can be, if you're leading people in an organization today, there is nothing you can do about the technical savvy that you're lacking if you decide not to. You cannot try to get ready, you have to get ready. So let's start with the one that everybody's talking about, Keisha, our favorite thing, AI.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between using AI and being fluent in it.
Yeah.
What does real AI fluency look like for a leader, and what's the mistake many people are making right now?
Yeah, such a great question. Yeah, and there's so many ways that I can answer that. And in today's world, you know, this whole concept now of AI employees. Currently, I manage 13 AI employees.
Come on.
13, and I have a roster of lots more that I want to build. And today's leader have to be able to appreciate that their team now can consist of human employees, which we love and we are holding on to, as well as the AI employees, to execute on tasks that the humans have not been able to get to. And we know that there are organizations, every last organization, there is a set of tasks that we don't have time to get to, the employees don't even want to get to, and now you have the capacity to build this team of AI employees. So being excited enough, being open enough, being forward-thinking enough to create an organization that embraces both the human employee and the AI employee, and you can do so much. I've seen it in action with my own eyes, those organizations who are embracing it, and how, yes, there's some resistance on the human side, which is natural. And it also comes with leadership, so to communicate to the humans on your team that, hey, we are not replacing you.
We're enhancing you.
We're enhancing
adding
you.
Value to you.
And you can do so much more than what you've been able to do. So I believe if that's one thing, I would love to see more organizations, especially here, embrace it.
Now, Kishelle just caused one of you all fall down.
I know.
She's managing right now, on this day, today, 13 AI employees who do not have a pulse, who don't back talk, who don't call in sick, who don't have attitude, who training out of graduation, who Grammy ain't do. They just come into work and doing what you say do. Now, as I said earlier in the segment, does not mean that replaces the human factor. It simply means I'm able to now broaden my horizons and see what else is out there for me. Scale results, scale money, scale my business, scale my time. Wow, okay. So the second skill of this era is leading through is through the screen, building trust, presence, and influence with people you may never meet in person. Why is that so much harder than it looks, right? And what are the people who are actually good at it doing well? I'll get that to you as well, Keisha.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks because I believe being in front of an audience, the strength finder, Malcolm Gladwell, I believe it is. I can't remember the official organization, but they have the 34 strengths. And influencing is a strength and a skill. And not everybody, unfortunately, have it. Or not have it naturally. Some people naturally have that gift and that skill and strength to influence. Others, just like any other skill, have to work on it. And so for one, it's persons who may not have been able or willing to practice the skill of influencing and leading and being authentic and being vulnerable. They felt that they no longer needed it. Now in today's world, especially in the age of artificial intelligence, that real life human influencing skill is so valuable now. You will find that people now are expecting and wanting to see the real you. Because everything else now they're questioning, is this AI?
Is this AI or not?
Or not. And while I think we are still new in this AI world where, people are questioning it, the people who are truly standing out and who are scaling and who are leading well are the ones who are not afraid to put themselves out there. Of course, that comes with drama and traumas as well, because the more you put yourself out there, the more you're attracting the people who are talking about you. But that comes with the territory.
Indeed. Because Grandma said dog no back at back anyway.
Exactly.
So if you don't do nothing but sense, you still can't get enough attention. I think.
You ain't throwing rock at the tree.
Exactly. So. I was on the way to the studio today and I saw a mango tree in a yard. The house seems to be dilapidated. The yard is overrun, overgrown. And the mango, as much mango as you see on the road today, this mango tree had not a mango on its tree. And this tree is a big, huge, strong-looking tree with not I don't live in a blossom on it. And it goes to say about the environment you can find yourself in. The house only looks dilapidated. I'm not sure if it is. It looks unlived in. And it's a house you probably drive past every day if you live in this country, on this island rather. But just the environment can influence what grows or what does not grow. What becomes stagnant, what becomes mobilized. And if you're thinking about this from the perspective of, this doesn't concern me, I don't have to learn, I don't retire, I'm too young, I'm too old, you are being left behind. Now, Dr. Glenn, you two just moved from a Bahamian context into a Canadian one. How much does cultural intelligence actually play when you decide to pack up your bag and your knapsack and go where you have not lived before?
It plays a critical role, because when you get into somebody else's country, like when people come into our country, they have to understand that it's on me to understand how the Canadians operate. It's not on them to understand me, because I'm the one going into their sphere. And so it's important for me to be able to know what is culturally acceptable and respected and do that. Like when they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And so before I went, I'd already do my research. I already traveled and scoped out the land, so I knew some of the things, what to expect in terms of the culture.
Indeed. When I travel the world and I'm invited to speak in these global stages and connect with these global clients, I do my best to ensure that I can speak some language that they will represent or recognize immediately. Even when I travel within the Bahamas, there are things that they do in Eleuthera that we don't do in Nassau. And there are moments when they see themselves in my speech, when they see themselves in an example in a workbook, it's like, hold on, how you know about so-and-so? It just makes the difference for the engagement and for the connection. Now, Keisha, this is your wheelhouse. Building a personal brand that travels, that moves beyond where you live or where your IP address is, right? For someone with real talent who is known, who's unknown outside their little circle, how do they start to build a talent that becomes borderless and recognized all over the world?
You have to leverage relationships. You have to build them first. In order to leverage them, you have to build them. So building them means, again, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. Try, if you want to build a global brand, if you want people to recognize your value, because you have value, but people don't know that. You have to build those relationships, be very intentional with those relationships, contribute to those individuals, what their values are, what their desires are. And then through that relationship building, people begin to see your value. And then at some point, I am a proponent of asking for opportunities, right? So you have to leverage those relationships. Even now, while in Canada, you know, people don't know me. People don't know who Keisha Davis is and what I've been able to do. My goal has been to build relationships, visit the events. Where are the events that women in business are showing up? Where are the AI events that people are showing up? Let me sit small in those environments, get to know people, contribute in ways that I could, so people can say, hey, wow, this person has something of value to offer. Let me invite her back. Let me see what opportunities are existing. So it's really building that.
I know you just jumped to building relationship. Somebody listening to me say, well, how do I build a relationship and I don't know these people?
Sure.
Based on what I saw you did, you would have sign up for a conference. You see what I'm saying? Go to a retreat. And so when you take the time to invest, then you get to meet
the relationships didn't just come out of the sky. You're right.
That's the teacher in there.
Indeed.
The relationships.
And from step A to step B, right?
The relationship require an investment. Investment in money for sure, because you know you're paying to be in workshops, you're paying to attend conferences, you're paying to be mentored by people, and so putting yourself in those environments, and then being intentional when you get there.
Don't just sit down and
don't sit small. You know, be intentional, get to know people, add value, all of that. That works. But yeah, it does require jumping on a plane and having those opportunities to grow.
And in some cases, the plane could be the keyboard. The plane could be, hi, I see that you're having a so-and-so. I want you to know that I'm able to contribute to that and so-and-so. I'm able to do A or B. It's taking, I heard in my spirit when you were talking, leveraging risk as well.
Absolutely.
Stop being so risk-averse and leverage the risk. The risk is that you may actually do well.
The risk, exactly.
You may actually, blow your own mind and do this thing in a way you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Glenn, as an educator, if 40% of skills are changing by 2030, the degree you earn today has a shelf life, okay? So you in the classroom, you teaching the people, you advocate for this. Come to school, spend this money, get this degree. What matters more now, in your opinion? What you know or how fast you can learn? And can learning fast actually be taught?
So who's saying my degree that I spend all this money and time on have a shelf life?
Come on. That's what the times are calling for.
Yeah.
Is that accurate, do you think? Is that inaccurate? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I wouldn't say my degree have a shelf life because I have a doctor's degree in human resource management. And if I want to, my degree was from 2019. If I'm applying for a job, they're still going to look at that degree.
Absolutely.
But also, it's also up to me to make sure that I don't just rely on that degree from 2019. I get skills, I learn other areas that I can improve on. You see what I'm saying? What's going on in my industry? What is cutting edge? When I recognized that AI was the thing for my industry, I jump on it. I'm like, what am I going to learn about this thing?
Yes.
So I can incorporate it in my teaching. To be honest with you, when I first started to talk about AI, I forbid my students to use it. I'm like, not in my class. After I got knowledge and I see where the world is going, I'm like, okay, you can use it under these parameters. You know, because it's coming at you. I was helping my 12-year-old nephew doing his assignment, and I said, he asked me something, I said, Google it. And he went to Google it, and the AI version come up, and he said, Uncle, the AI give me all the answers. I could still use it. I said, yes, you can still use it, because you're learning and you're getting knowledge. You just can't take it and give it back to your teacher.
Right.
So this thing is coming at you, and so you have to be able to, you know, get the requisite knowledge.
Indeed. Now, Kishal, we heard Dr. Glenn say that the shelf life, it really does depend on the person who's being applied to, because there are many people who have plenty book smarts, my grandma would say, but oh, Jesus, they're walking backwards every day. They ain't got no sense. So whether you are educated formally in a university or you're using AI to advance your skills, what is the one thing you believe is required right now? As we almost, we come to the end of the second segment, what is the one skill anyone in their journey should be learning right now, both of you? Quick response.
I believe it is the ability to learn.
The ability to learn.
It's really the ability to learn, because you said something so powerful. It's learning and unlearning. The topics that happened or that was introduced in January has changed.
Literally, and it's June.
And it's June.
Come on.
It's June, and so it's the ability to find the time to invest in your learning and constantly be willing to learn and unlearn. That's, to me, that's the only skill that's going to
differentiate, really.
Yeah, because otherwise, what you learn today, even me as an AI girl, I teach AI every week to entrepreneurs, and there are times when I didn't move, I didn't look at anything AI. I was like, I'm done, I'm sick of AI. 2 weeks went by.
And you're like, what?
And by the time, as I remember, so much things happened. I was like, Lord, I feel behind. And people expect me to know. And so it's the ability to learn at a rapid pace.
Indeed.
Because this world is changing.
Indeed. And I would say to you, as you get that ability to learn, you have to now apply what you've learned.
You have to apply it.
Right? I know this conversation is stretching you and have you thinking about leadership in a global perspective way differently now. And I hope you're taking notes, because when we come back, Glenn, Kishal, and I are going to get practical about how you can actually get these skills, what it really costs to make the global leap. And of course, the very first move you can make this week. Stay with us. There's more Breakthrough after the break. Stay close.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 5. Never push anyone into the pool or off of a dock.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
Here are a few things that you can add to your hurricane kit to give it a much-needed upgrade. Portable power banks, solar chargers, solar-powered radios, and similar items. While you're at it, make sure you're stocked up on the regulars, battery-operated radio and flashlight, additional batteries, a comprehensive first aid kit, along with 2 weeks of medication. Be sure to add life vests for family members and a toolkit. There should be 1 gallon of water per day for each member of your family and non-perishable food. Be sure to secure important documents like banking and insurance information and government-issued identification. And pay close attention to the ZNS network for all your weather updates. If this seems like a lot, think of it as survival through preparation. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it. Don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, you are late, but you're right on time nonetheless. I'm here tonight with Keisha Davis and Dr. Glenn Davis, and we're talking about what it takes to really lead on a global level. Now, Keisha, you've trained thousands of people without holding a degree, a formal degree in that regard, right? What do you believe is the most practical real-world training? What can practical real-world training do that formal education, in some cases, can't?
I don't know if I would compare real-world education to formal education.
Make that distinction
or even,
for us.
Yeah, or even have them compete. And we always laugh. He go into the highest level of, formal education, and I'm like, deuces, not,
all
not
the best.
But I believe it has to do with this desire to be growth-minded. Growth-minded and have that continuous learning, right?
Yes.
When I met Glenn and you knew that he was going after his degree, it was, to me, it was less about the degree and more about the fact that it taught or told me that he was in this place of continuous learning. And so someone who is willing to learn from a book, like the amount of books I read in a year, the amount of courses that I invest in, and he can attest to it, in a given year, the amount of people who are actively doing the thing that I want to learn, who I would pay to sit at their feet and say, teach me what you learn. That, I think, is the difference. Formal education is you going to a traditional school, you're getting that traditional degree. And there are people who follow that path. My daughter has a formal degree, and I'm very proud of her. But not everyone is cut out for that. For me, I always would say, why I'm giving you money to learn science when I don't care for science and I have nothing to do with what I want to do. That was my philosophy. I was also entrepreneurial as well. So it's really depending on which path that will work for you and how you can use it to work for me. Me not having a degree never stopped me. I apply for roles. I coach. I just was on a call today. I was coaching three doctors. Literally, these people have but I coach them every week. So it has nothing to do with whether it's formal or informal. It's how you choose to apply it and how you see yourself as the individual with value and how you showcase that value.
So what I'm hearing both of you say in your own way is that the constraint, the only real constraint is your mind. It's the mindset you have around anything, whether that's embracing new technology, initially starting off resistant, I'll never do this, I'm not in my classroom, to saying, you know what, students, here's how we can together use this platform, use this technology and embrace it. And then how do I do what I've never done before if I don't start doing something I never did before? Right? From your perspective, though, I think we all see the highlight reels, we see the Instagram posts, and, oh, Glenn and Keisha go on and move to Canada, all is well. What is the actual cost of packing up your life and relocating to somewhere foreign, even if that foreign place is advanced in technology and moving at speed of lightning, how do you actually, what's the cost of relocation in this day and age? What would you say, Dr. Glenn?
So for me, it is monetary costs.
Sure.
Because it took some money to get there. We had to make some adjustment at home, taking salary cuts and all that stuff. So if it's something that you really want to do, again, it's back to mindset.
Absolutely, 100%.
So a quick example, when I left the banking system, making good change.
Good money.
My students would say, good Bob.
Yeah.
And I went into academia. I took a $12,000, $13,000 salary cut to go into something that's paying me less, right? But that's what I was passionate about.
Yes.
And now that same thing is costing me to go into my passion and direction that I want my life to go in. But I took a salary cut. So cost may not always have to be measured by the money. You know, there's opportunity costs. And what am I going to gain from taking this exposure? This exposure that I'm taking with Canada has never been done for the University of the Bahamas. So I am actually opening the door for others.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are in the space of technology, Keishel, and technology is advancing, as you said earlier, by the minute. What was big time? I saw, you know, we use one of our agents or one of our technology platforms is Claude. And I got this big notification yesterday as I'm working that something, the government of the US has changed something and it's law now. We can't do this anymore. And they're like, look, we got you, hold firm, don't lose focus. But as you're working, things are changing. From your perspective, Keishel, there is a leader right now who is working in corporate Bahamas, corporate UK, corporate America, wherever they are, that literally feels bound by all that's going on around them. They just can't keep up. The people around them are a little bit smarter than they used to be. They are more connected than they used to be, and they're less tolerant than they used to be. They're also more expectant than they used to be. This person is 53 years old, 58 years old, still sharp, still capable, still willing, still able, but having the hardest time in the world. Where does he or she begin? What do they do to move beyond this rut that they may find themselves in?
You know, we talk about education, and yes, education requires an investment.
Sure.
We also have YouTube. You know, YouTube University.
Real life.
Type in a topic, or even type in, I feel stuck right now, or even go to Claude or ChatGPT if you want to use the AI tool. But start, you could be literally in the era where any question that you have, you can get the answer to at your fingertips.
Wow.
So it's...
You remember encyclopedia?
Okay.
You remember how to go to your Grammy house? Would you remember having to go to Grammy house and borrow her encyclopedia and look in R to find, and if that one didn't have that thing, you would lose?
At least Grammy, I had to go to my friend down in South Beach.
No, we're not there anymore. We literally...
It's at your fingertips.
I mean, it's at your fingertips. And it doesn't matter which tool you use now. Every tool has some version of AI in it. Again, if you are still have a version to AI, YouTube is there. Type in YouTube, and there's, I guarantee you, someone is talking about what you were thinking about.
Absolutely. Someone somewhere has had an opinion on this or found epiphany in this and can share their journey with you. They're happy to get closer to yours.
Or listen to multiple opinions.
Come on.
Just to see what's going on.
Perspectives. What is cool? There are many different viewpoints on this particular issue. Which one do I resonate with? Which one did I relate to most that can help me in my journey to move beyond my whatever situation I find myself in? Dr. Glenn, you work with leaders from all facets of life, all different industries, and you've worked in several industries yourself. What would you say as people move into 2027 is a skill that is undeniable? No matter what you do, no matter who you are, no how long you've been there, what should people be mastering right now to become better and more prepared for 2027?
I would say the communication skills. That's not going anywhere. No matter how much you bring in AI or any form of technology, you still need that communication. So for example, when you put something in Claude or ChatGPT, the first 10% of it, and you talk about it all the time when you coaching, is you, the individual, giving the technology the information. The information just don't come out of nowhere, right? So you still have to know something to be able to communicate to that machine. 80% of that is going to spit back out to you. You still need to have 10% to say, does this make sense?
Come on. Can I contextualize this? This is right for my client, for my organization.
Do I just give this to my boss just like this to make myself look
retarded?
when it didn't
Forgive
make
me, not
sense,
retarded.
right?
Dumb is a better word. I'm so sorry.
You still have to have that ability. Okay, this is what all of the information that I've gotten. Here's it now, presenting it to the relevant parties that need to have it.
So you're saying that irrespective of which platform is the hardest, which thing is changing the most, you have to be able to communicate with this. Those 13 employees, Kishelle, still need to hear from you every day.
Absolutely.
Or how often you want to use them. So this is so good. Before I let you go, I want to do what I call a quick fire, rapid rundown segment. I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. One word for the moment you landed in Canada to start this new chapter.
I was shocked.
Shocked?
So I could give you 3 words, then 1 word.
Okay.
What the hell? Was the first thing I said when I step out the airport, like, what the hell? Like, what am I doing?
It was cold, buddy. It was cold.
Scared. I was scared.
Okay, okay. Most overrated skill for the next 5 years and the most underrated skill for the next 5 years.
I don't know the answer to that. What's yours? Listen, I think it's still underrated. Mind you, we are still the early adopters of AI.
Believe it or not.
Literally are still the early adopters. There are people, literally someone told me today that they first time going into it after my session.
Jeez Louise.
So I think it's still underrated. Because there is still a vast population of people who
have never even
who've not embraced it.
Wow. The app, tool, or AI you generally can't run your life without right now.
Claude is my boy.
Claude is my boy.
Claude is my boy.
Kishelle?
Man, you mean ChatGPT is friends, you know.
But Claude?
Don't ChatGPT be friends.
I went back to him, though, because, you know, he know me well, and we have a good conversation, but Claude is my boy.
Claude, you know, I like my people's name.
Yeah.
My ChatGPT is called Mildred. Millie, if we get a little, you know, radical. But Claude can be both male and female.
Yes.
So Claude, for me, is Claude and Claudine.
Claude, and I say Claudel.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, finish this sentence. If you want to go global, stop and start what? Stop saying you don't have the opportunity to go global. Make the opportunity. You could literally go to LinkedIn alerts, and this is how I've gotten many of my global opportunities. Go to LinkedIn alerts and say, I want to do this, and I want a remote position, and send me alerts every day. Yes. And you apply. Stop saying you don't have the opportunity.
Indeed. Stop being fearful. Yeah. Just put yourself out there.
Indeed.
And start applying.
Indeed. Start applying now. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we have had a phenomenally impactful conversation this evening. The first thing I need you to understand, though, is that if it is that you're not prepared to open your mind and see what else is out there, you are already losing the race. What I believe tonight made clear to me, for the most part, is the human history. Your potential was handed a boundary at birth, a border, a coastline, a zip code, and most of us just made peace with that. We told ourselves some doors were simply for other people in other places, but that wall is gone now, and that changes everything. Because if location is no longer your ceiling, then the only ceiling left is you. Your skills, your willingness to learn, your courage to bet on yourself, and in a market that suddenly spans the entire planet. That's the good news. And the gut check all at once. Nobody is keeping you small anymore, except the gap between who you are and who the world needs you to be. And here's the beautiful part. That gap is closable. Every single skill we talked about tonight can be learned. AI fluency can be learned. Cultural intelligence can be learned. The discipline to keep learning can itself be learned. You are not stuck. You were simply just less equipped until tonight. So here's the charge. Don't build a career with a ceiling the world has already torn down. Stop asking, what can somebody from here become? And start asking, what can I build that the entire world needs? Because talent that's tied to a place can always be replaced. But talent that travels, talent that learns, adapts, and shows up wherever the world needs it, that talent is unstoppable. Become that. Build skills that do not need a passport. Demand that you don't have to rely on one currency for the rest of your life. And watch how far a person from a small place can really go. I invite you to join our Carvel platform tonight on the Bahamas at 11 p.m. where we have the final broadcast and all things happening in news. This is Amadou Thompson for the Rundown on Leadership. Until next time, everybody, lead well, lead globally, and lead like the world needs what you have. Thank you both again for joining me tonight. It was an honor to have you. We'll see you next week should the Lord delay his calling. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Join us Sunday, June 28th at Rawson and Parliament Square for for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas.